Yes, this is the game. You are taking a monster, you're building it up, you're giving it attributes, you're giving it some extras, you're giving it some weapons, you're giving it some equipment like armaments and jetpacks and shit like that. And then you're sending it off into the field to go fight other monsters with other insane shit attached. Okay. We'll start with the beginner levels, just to demonstrate what this game does. Okay, everyone in the chat, if you're listening, if you're listening, just give me a suggestion of what I should use. We have a Tyrannosaurus, we have a Brontosaurus, we have a humanoid, a giant tree, a spider, a weird combination of a lion with a bear. We have a worm, a squid, an amoeba, a pterodactyl, a bee, and a crab. So everyone in the chat room that's listening, yeah, give me suggestions what to use. We have one vote for the squid. Two votes for Belch. Evidently, it's overwhelming. We're going to give it go to the squid. Type in the name. Squiddy. Belch should be a monster. So we are in transit to the Arctic Battle World. Coming up, the competition of the epoch, featuring Squiddy versus Bosco, battling to destroy. A new battle is about to begin. And evidently I wandered into a town, because I am facing against an urban defender with a maximum laser or something like that. In a way, it's kind of like Archon on a grander scale. You take turns throwing shit at each other until someone dies. Ironically enough, none of it's your own feces. It looks like I'm about to die. Yep, I just got beat by someone else. And it looks like my opponent was the Wasp. Kudos for the winner, Bosco the Bee. Rah. Do you wish to repeat this battle? No. So now we are going to start the intermediate game. Your catalog is in the mail. Yay, catalog. Free shit. Type in an owner name. Bomar. So this is the real game. You have 4 places you can go to. The vats, which is where you get your monster and you can build up your monster. You have the weapon shop where you can outfit it with weapons and equipment. And in the tournament mode, you can take your monster to the corrals and save it for later. And then finally you take it to the transmitter and you can go off to fight. So I have 500 credits, or as they call it, psychons, I don't know why. 500 credits to buy a monster and build it up. Now, the most expensive one is the Tyrannosaurus at 255 credits. That's well past the halfway point. And the cheapest one is the humanoid. Blech. The humanoid is quite weak, but is very smart. The Bronto is a giant water-dwelling wizard which is none too bright. The Tyro is a strong and well-armored beast with a fearsome bite. The Lion Bear is speedy and well-equipped with claws and fangs. The Arachnid is weak but can web and sting its opponents. Evidently, spiders have stingers. I did not know this. The tree is an animated plant with a continuous supply of energy. The amoeba is strong and healthy but poorly armored. The squid is a speedy tentacled creature that likes to lurk in water. The worm is a bit slow and dumb but is a bargain at the price. The crab is well plated and comes complete with claws and gills. The wasp is a swift flyer with a powerful sting. The pterosaur is a flyer that attacks from above with tooth and claw. So, chat room, who should I go with? This time we'll go with the pterodactyl. Okay, here is where we can outfit it with additional traits. You can make it more armored. You can give it more muscle. You can make it go faster. The mind power controls how fast you can reload your weapons or gear yourself up for another attack. And of course, your life is how many hit points you start with. Evidently, the pterosaur can only have up to 90 hit points. Now, I should mention the muscle helps. It helps enhance your Beast Fu skill, which is your default attack. Beast Fu is, of course, just simply animal kung fu. Blech. Yeah, I'll wait for you to get the whole Kung Fu Panda reference out the window. Okay, we want the pterodactyl to be able to reload its weapon pretty quickly, so we'll give it a mind of 5. We want to make sure it goes fast enough to get away from battles, so bring it up to 5. Bring its health up to 70. I'm hoping that'll be enough. Now here's all the extras that can go with the pterodactyl. It already starts with claws and fangs. I also have to mention, not every creature can use some of these abilities, which is why every creature has its own set of extras that it can equip. Okay, you can give it a stinger, and that's what it looks like with the stinger. You can give it powerful breath, which is a chemical attack. And evidently giving it a web puts some sort of thing on the top of its head, which I feel is kind of weird. You can also give it an electric touch, which is kind of like a beast foe attack, but it requires energy. There's also anti-projectiles, which is pretty simple to explain. It protects you against projectiles, and then one that protects against psychic attacks. Then there's slow regeneration, which it does help a great deal. However, it does not give you any appearance change. You can also give your pterodactyl a set of hands. It just looks kind of goofy with hands, doesn't it? And finally, you can give it photosynthesis, which regenerates energy. It also gives it a nice, healthy coat of green. Now we want it to be able to have we want it to be able to have the ability to load up on weapons and ammo. So we'll just go ahead and give it the breath. Might actually be funny since we are. It's almost Mothra, you know. The only thing we would need to add to it is the web. Unfortunately, if I add the web to it, it'll leave with little of anything to use. All right, let's go ahead and leave the vats. Do I want to keep this morph? Yes. We will call it Mothra. Now for the weapons shop. These are the weapons you can equip your monsters with. Now everything here requires something. Okay, the sword, it's very cheap, but it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, ironically enough. However, it does require hands, and the pterodactyl that we have does not have hands. The needler is a cheap weapon, doesn't do a whole lot of damage though. Plus we have our own chemical attack anyway. We have the laser pistol, which is, it's exactly as it is, it's a laser pistol. It does also an awesome amount of damage too, but it requires energy. We'll tackle the mine sink and all this stuff later. We'll just go around the board. Flamer, it's obvious, it's a flamethrower. It looks like a pistol though, ironically enough. The automatic rifle, it does a medium amount of damage, but it requires rounds. The boomerang, Does not require ammo, and you can throw it as much as you want. You'll need hands, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. The gas gun, it requires rounds, and it's kind of expensive. An energy mace, it's kind of like the sword. It requires hands, but it also requires you to be really close to your opponent to do any kind of damage. Also, it requires energy. Don't know why you would need energy for a mace, but this is sort of an electric mace or energy mace or something like that. This is a weapon that is primarily used to steal energy from your opponent. Keep that in mind. It steals energy for you, but it also requires energy to use. It almost sounds like it's too good to be true, doesn't it? Grenade. This one is a default weapon for some of the monsters in the beginner mode. I don't understand why it would be considered a chemical weapon, though. I figured it'd be more of a physical weapon, since whenever you throw it, it flings shrapnel everywhere and as it blows up. Whatever. The gravity gun, it's a psionic weapon. It moves your opponent around and it does severe amounts of damage, but it's also really, really expensive. The mind sink, it damages your mind trait so that it stupefies your opponent. It requires tentacles, though. Same thing with the multi-laser. It does a shit ton of damage by shooting out tons and tons of lasers, but it requires tentacles. The missile and the bomb. If you get any of these weapons, you essentially own the game. You can beat your opponent without even getting near your opponent. That's why it says strategic use only. You can fling this weapon while on the map. Yeah. That's why I love those weapons. However, they do cost a shit ton of money. Now for the sundries. This is, of course, where you build up your weaponry for natural attacks, which is what we're going to need to do since we have a fire breath. However, there's also there's also energy for energy weapons, which would require an energy pack for storing all of your energy. The memory RNA, it's a mind enhancer. The aqua lung, it lets you swim in water. Oddly enough, it requires energy. The medikit, it also requires energy, but it heals you. Energy attacks can be reflected with the Reflecto, but it also requires... In fact, all of this shit requires energy. The Ultron, it protects against pretty much everything, and it's pink. Kind of looks like a Triforce as well, but it defends against most of everything. Not sure what the star job it is. I think it speeds you up on the world map. But it says it's an all-natural pepper-upper. The jetpack... The jetpack. Yeah, imagine strapping a jetpack to a pterodactyl. It's kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? Force field protects you against projectile attacks. Neutralizer. It's kind of like wearing a gas mask. It defends you against chemical attacks. A psionic helmet protects you against psychic attacks. And finally, the Magnamail protects you against physical attacks as well. It's kind of like chainmail. Since we're kind of loaded already in terms of supplies, we'll go ahead and exit. You can get a brief summary of what you have to work with. And we'll go ahead and head off into battle. Okay, we have the choice of flag collection, capture the flag. We have destruction and the horde. Now, flag collection, it's not as simple as you might think. It's not entirely capture the flag. You have 7 flags that are on the map, and you have to touch each and every one of them in order. And since they're not marked on the map, you have to figure out which one is 1, and then immediately go and find number 2. And make sure you destroy the guardian for each one of them. Destruction, it's kind of it's a no-brainer, just simply a death match. The horde, I can never complete this one, ever. The horde, it's the only one where you and your opponent are working together. Where you're both going after a series of monsters that you can't really choose to play as. It's just simply hordelings or something like that. They can fire eye beams. They do shit tons of damage, and if they kill you, the game's over. And they start at the top of the map, and they're constantly going from the top of the map to the very bottom of the map. And when they reach the bottom, quote, civilization is destroyed, and the game is over. Now, since my monster is very ill-equipped to take care of the horde, and we don't really want to be here all day for the flag collection, we'll just go straight for the destruction. In transit to the island battle world, coming up the competition of the Anum, featuring Mothra versus Calamari, battling to destroy Calamari. How much you want to bet that's a squid? These morphs are owned and operated by Bomar and R3. A new battle is about to begin! Shit. Oh, that's a shitty attack. And since he likes to lurk around water, nothing's going to stop him. Shit, Mothra's getting its ass kicked. If I can just stall long enough, I can probably kill him, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's not like I have very many defenses. However, I am doing a fair amount of damage to him. Do I wish to repeat this battle? No. Reloading! I guess now I'll go ahead and try a tournament battle. Do I have an initialized disk? Okay, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to make a quick copy of the game, just in case it tries to erase the game in the primary drive instead of the blank disk I'm about to insert. It's kind of the problem with older computers. You're constantly having to get blank disks just for save games. Initializing. Please wait 1 minute. Type in an owner name and press return. Yeah, we'll go ahead with Bomar. Type in the password. Bread. Okay, this is the official game. We are now playing it for reals this time. Pardon me. For obvious reasons, we're going to have to forego all of the extras for now. But here is what I'm able to get my hands on for this guy. An electric touch, a psionic blast, teleport, gills. You can give a humanoid gills, claws, anti-chemical, anti-psychic, healing, tentacles, and photosynthesis. Do I want to keep this guy? Yes. Well, we already have we already have Bomar as an owner, so what should we name this guy? We shall call him... We shall call him JC Dub. This is not the game disc. And this is what I was worried about. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of copying here. Okay, detach image. Now I need to copy over. Okie dokie. Good night, J-Force. See you around, man. I don't want to get a boomerang, but I don't have enough money for ammo once I get an auto rifle, so kind of stuck. So I am going to the Arctic to take on a bee. Ugh. And he's making a beeline right for me. Pardon the pun. Boomerang. Have a boomerang. Didn't stop him at all. Holy shit. Maybe I can force him to fight another one. Fuck! Started being right next to him. Come on, touch it. You know you wanna. How did it go right past him? What the hell? How? I could have swore I hit that guy. Alright. If I can somehow get around these mountains, I can probably stall them with one... This is my punishment for running away for so much. I'm about to get clubbed by a midget. I'm dead. I swear I will land a hit on you. Alright, folks, I'm starting to get tired. I'll try to pick this up sometime during the week. I think. Yeah, I'll pick this up during the week. But yeah, it's 11 o'clock. I'm starting to get tired. Alright, I'll see you guys later. And I thank you for watching the stream. Help out George Hatch. Go to live.lorecat.com. And if it's